Hi Virgo, I hope that you're all doing well. The first card that we're starting off with is Seven of Cups. When we have Seven of Cups, there is this like trying to make sense of things and trying to kind of like boil things down a little bit, but I'm also seeing Four of Swords next to it, so maybe there's like a not totally dealing with this. This doesn't make complete sense to me, but now maybe you're feeling like a little bit overwhelmed or something. I see you getting stuck in the energy a little bit here. I get a feeling of pressure where there can be an expectation for you to kind of like come out and do something here, but there can be a part of you that's like, I don't feel like I'm ready. Is that actually the case though? Maybe that's something that you're thinking about. Regardless, I'm seeing you kind of take the direction of like not taking action rather than taking action and not feeling confident. So it's more like being quiet here, maybe a little bit, just a little bit shut down. You get like having a lot of feelings, feeling overwhelmed. And things are changing and things are up in the air. And things don't feel settled right now. Maybe there's a part of you that just feels like so much happening. So much happening, so many different feelings, so much going on right now, and I feel tired. Because I'm getting you also be like pretty hard at work with things that you have going on, like showing up and tending to things, and I think maybe this feels to me like everywhere where you need to be showing up, I'm seeing you showing up and doing what you need to do. As far as what's going on like an internal level for you and what you're experiencing, you can feel kind of all over the place right now. This feels like a bit of a time when things are up in the air, stuff does not feel settled, there can be changes that are happening, you're still wrapping your head around how you feel about those things, and then you can be feeling kind of anxious within the energy. Because it's almost like I feel like you're in a car right now and you're not the one that's driving it, and you can kind of be aware of that a little bit. I'm not saying that's like the whole story, but I kind of get that where there are changes that are happening, and instead of you feeling like you're going with the flow of things, you can be feeling more shut down, if anything. Like this can be something that it feels like it presses you. And you can also just feel very stressed out or burdened even. But I think this is more so like there are changes happening. I don't totally know what's going on. I kind of have to ride this wave. I have to make all of these adjustments. Things within your life, you know that stuff is taking off. You know that things are growing and expanding within your life. Things are changing in a good way. And I'm seeing you be aware of this. Like this is good stuff that's happening, but that doesn't mean that it's not stressful. So you can know that your world is kind of expanding right now, but that means there can be more that you have to do. This takes more energy. You can be feeling more tired lately. I just get this kind of like maybe there's a part of you that wants a little bit of a vacation right now, and it just feels like there's not really room to be doing that because there's just all this stuff that has to be done. Okay. Things are all right though. I think when you get time to like breathe and settle down, you know that things are going in a good direction. But you may not like it when things don't feel firm and like if you had the whole roadmap right now, I don't think you'd be feeling half of what you're feeling, but because there's a lot of stuff that you're not totally sure about, you're kind of like, I think that I'm going in that general vicinity. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know there are many different roads that I could take together. I don't really know which one is being picked. It's like all of these things that are like relative to what's going on right now that are kind of unsure, you don't totally know, then you're like overthinking it. It's like these things that are happening. So even though you're going somewhere and things seem for the most part like they're on track, it feels like there's just a lot of stuff that you're making sense of. And I think because now is a time of change for you, it's like today I'm feeling like this, an hour from now I'm feeling like that, and it just feels like all of this stuff, it's like a revolving door when it comes to all of the things that you're feeling and what's going on, and things are shifting and it doesn't feel very settled right now. And you're doing your best to keep it together. You're feeling anxious, but it's like, I think things are going to be okay. Things are going to be okay. I'm seeing you're going to be coming out of this time and things are going to be making more sense than they do now. But you can kind of be struggling a little bit. It doesn't feel like the most severe struggling that's happening right now, but it can feel kind of intense what you're going through. And I get this thing about you feeling like there's pressure. And so sometimes that can knock you, like you can be getting these feelings of, can just be doubting yourself a lot, feeling kind of insecure. And some of you too, I just gotta say this, you may not be taking the best care of yourself at times. Like you may be avoiding resting, you may be avoiding unwinding, you may be avoiding recharging properly. This can also mean avoiding stuff that needs to be addressed too, where you can just be like kind of checking out a little bit. That can be something that's happening too. I think more so because you feel overwhelmed. But the thing is that this feels like a time where you can feel burdened. And so because you are exerting so much energy, and I'm seeing a lot of energy that you're exerting right now, like to the point where you can feel like the best of you is being pushed to your limits of like, I don't know like how much more of this I can handle. Because of that going on, it feels like it's equally important for you to have, there's exertion and there's rest, and they need to be balanced. And this feels like it may not be being prioritized properly. And so you can be feeling out of whack because of that. Like, are you properly recharging? Are you prioritizing recharging? Or are you doing things that are making stuff more stressful? This can also be taking on too much by yourself. That can be something as well. This can be keeping things to yourself, keeping things within, to the point where you feel like you've swallowed lead and you're just like sinking. I get that kind of. I get like, there's so much going on. It's a stressful time. There's a lot of change that's happening. I'm trying to do all of this by myself. I'm not resting adequately, and I'm keeping a lot of stuff within. The thing is that I see you having a sense of connection . But I feel almost like maybe you're trying to prove something to yourself a little bit here, or maybe you just have a hard time like allowing yourself to be supported. That can be something too. Maybe there's something here about you not fully trusting yourself. Getting something about like going with your gut. I definitely see your heart and your intuition leading you somewhere, but you can be letting your fear and your anxiety get the best of you, and then it kind of like blocks you from that insight. Some of you, this has to do with a connection, is what I'm seeing, Virgo. I'm seeing an Ace of Cups. So you can actually have somebody that you can be connecting with here, but I'm seeing a lot of anxiety, and so you can be avoiding the connection altogether even. This actually seems like something that you would enjoy, but I think that your own fears are kind of getting in the way of this here. This can be a fear of vulnerability. Yeah, it's weird. I'm seeing something that you want to go in the direction of, but I'm seeing you not doing that. This can even be someone that you want to go in the direction of, but then not doing it. I wonder if you're self-sabotaging a little bit here and not checking in about it totally. You can also feel like you're overextended right now. As soon as you get grounded, I'm seeing you see very clearly where you're not showing up, where you're avoiding, where you're sabotaging. It feels like it's just a matter of you being still and quiet enough to allow yourself to recognize this. Because it seems like things are actually much more simple than you're making them right now, but you can be kind of just like fighting within the energy. Things feel confusing and you can even feel like you have mixed feelings, but I'm getting as soon as you put your focus and attention on it, things make sense like immediately, but you can be avoiding actually doing that. Ooh, yeah, there can be somebody, something that you're holding back from exchanging with. You can feel nervous. This can even, communication can be involved in this too. It feels like, again, like I'm not ready, but this card feels like the butterfly is ready to come out. It's fully developed in there, but you can just be like wanting to be in the cocoon, even though it feels like you're expected to be showing up somewhere. And having it be the Six of Pentacles, this looks like somewhere where you would want to be showing up and like being involved in the interaction, but you can be getting stuck mentally. It's just really overthinking this. But you have to just let go and go with the flow. I think that you can be seeing your role and like what you expect of yourself differently than what's really expected of you in this situation. You know, like you could be putting a crazy amount of pressure on yourself, being like, this is what's going to be expected of me if I show up. And then it's like, that's not the expectation. Nobody's putting that expectation on you, but you can be putting that on yourself there. And then it can have you like not wanting to show up altogether when it's like, that's not even the standard. I'm also seeing something about like a bit of an unexpected change that you're going through right now, and you can feel kind of like you're at the mercy of whatever that is that's happening. You're working with your mental health stuff too. And also, I think piercing into the unknown. Yeah, I'm seeing something about you like not feeling good about yourself. So maybe there's something going on where there's some insecurity that's coming up here. There can be something about feeling undesirable as well that can be coming up too. I see a lot of sitting within the feminine element of your energy, but then it lacking the masculine, which means that in this particular situation, you can be like sitting with a lot of like what you're feeling but not really processing, and then action isn't being taken on what's going on. So it can feel a little lopsided within the energy, and it needs to be brought back into balance. Because it feels like a lot of feeling, sitting there with it and then not doing anything about it. I'm getting confirmation of this, where it's just sitting with it and sitting with it and sitting with it, and then it building and it feeling like you're getting knocked over because you need to express it. Like you need to do tangible things with this. Maybe there's also a feeling of like how you're going to be perceived if you do that, and like feeling like because you're not feeling good within yourself, you think that there's going to be a lack of receptivity or something like that, when I'm not seeing that be true, but I'm seeing like something going on within your head where you may be convincing yourself of that, of like not being good enough for some of you. That can be something that's coming up too. But this feels like you need to just like relax and go with the flow here of what's happening and see the way that things go. Because you can even be trying to be too controlling of the energy when you don't even know what's going to be happening, and you're meant to just be going with the flow of this and see where things go. Yeah. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I'd like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.